We're going to talk about reissues or 2.0s that I actually want. Hi everyone and welcome to 160 The Focus. You're very welcome to episode number 17 of The Focus live streams. So basically I come on and chat everything and all things 160 collected whenever I really feel like it. We may be joined by some guests. I sent invites at very, very late notice. I have an awful tendency to do that. Or it could be just us. So the last few months, I suppose the last few years now at this stage, but definitely I've noticed a lot more in the last few weeks and months. Hot Toys is giving us a lot of, I suppose reissues is not the right word, because just the distinction there, I suppose, is when they print reissue on the box and it's a direct copy and nothing has changed, it's a reissue. It's the same figure that they released it for and they just reprint it. For example, I believe the Mark V, not the Mark V that they just did with the base, which kind of annoyed a lot of people, but the previous diecast 2.0 version, or whatever you want to call it, wasn't really a 2.0. It was a reissue. It said reissue on the box and on the title. It also said reissue, I believe, on, there's another one there recently, the Mark I War Machine straight reissue, and I think there was another one. I think the Mark, oh god, there was another one as well. No, the Mark I was a 2.0 because it had the USB powered stuff. Yeah, so the War Machine, the Mark I War Machine, the diecast one, straight reissue, so much so that it says on the box. The Mark 47 straight reissue, and so was the Mark V, again, not the new one with the Formula One undersized car thing. So the 2.0s, I suppose that's when they release a figure where there's something different. Maybe they add a new base, maybe they upgrade the head sculpt, the paint apps, maybe they hold back on some accessories that were in the previous one, or they include some new accessories that are on the current one to kind of distinguish them so that the original keeps some sort of a value or something like that, so some sort of difference. So I know you've probably seen numerous streams, including my own or me on panels talking about the 2.0s and stuff like that. I don't really care about reissues or 2.0s. I prefer 2.0s because, you know, progress. Paint apps get better, sculpts get better, engineering gets better, packaging gets better. And, you know, all these technologies, it's inevitable that things get dated over time. And as much as these figures are fantastic, you know, time basically kind of, you know, I suppose they get dated. They look kind of not as good as the technologies today allow them to make new products. So naturally 2.0s are upgraded. So I completely understand that. I don't have a problem with reissues either, but obviously, you know, I prefer 2.0s. I don't care about either. For example, the Mark VI, it's the diecast Mark VI. It's one of my favorite figures. They reissue it in the morning. I won't care. Even if it's straight reissue, I won't care. I'm just not that type of collector. And if you are, you reissues bother you, this might not necessarily be the stream for you. You've been warned. So what we're going to talk about, instead of kind of like commenting on the 2.0s and the reissue and stuff like that have been kind of, I suppose, invading the Hot Toys announcements on Facebook and Instagram, the likes of the tactical batsuit that was announced yesterday, which I really don't think a lot of people asked for. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Or the Mark V 2.0, it had that new base, very same thing as what they released earlier on this year, but it has a base. Or the Stealth Cap or the Mark 46. And they're just off the top of my head. Instead of kind of talking about them and looking at, you know, the other ones, why did they do that, instead of kind of giving out about them, I suppose, which is not really what I tend to do. I want to focus on the reissues I want. This is a very, very, very selfish live stream. These are the reissues, or correctly, the 2.0s. The 2.0s that I want to see, simply because I don't have them and I want them. Really, really simple stuff. So these are figures that I don't have, that I want in the 2.0 for the very, very selfish reason that I simply don't have one. And I want one! Basically, I really, really, really want one, you know? So we're going to go through that and I'm going to identify some figures. And I think I'm not alone. I think a lot of people, these figures, I think a lot of people would like to see a 2.0, and there will be people who won't because they have them and they don't want their figure devalued, whatever. So, okay. I'm going to address the chat before we get started. Who do we have? We have username. Username says, if I could have any reissues It would be Essentials. I miss the Royal Guards, Palpin the Throne, Jin the Skies, Dooku. These are figures I eventually will go back and collect. I have Darkside Annie. I expect a Darkside Anakin, paid $800 for him, but it'll get an updated for sure. Rip the G word. I can't say it. Figurastic Park, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Hope the build's going well. Hope the recovery's going well. William Owens is here. Hello, William Owens, how are you? These videos are too few and far between. I presume it's reissues I want or something like that, as in people aren't talking about the 2.0s they want to see because they're afraid that people will berate them or something like that. Yeah, I don't care. Brandon Salad, hello Brandon Salad. Brandon Salad was the first person to ever give me a super chat, and that super chat is going to go to the Temple Street Children's Hospital when I make that donation in January. So thank you, Brandon. Renz Talentino, you can't say Renz Talentino without saying the talented artist Renz Talentino. Hope you're good. Commander Green, I am good. I'm having a great, simple, nice, relaxed weekend. I believe the Mark 43 was a reissue. Thanks for keeping me honest there as well. Completely forgot that one. Graham, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Feel free to let me know, and I will send you on a an invite if you want to chat. I understand you're a busy man. You're probably so busy with the move and kids and stuff like that. But if you are at a loose end this Saturday and you would like to come on and talk about some of the 2.0s that you would like to see, you just let me know and I'll send you on that link. And Alan, the 6 Scale Gallery. Again, you can't say Alan the 6 Scale Gallery without saying, have you followed at the 6 Scale Gallery on Instagram? Some fantastic photography, especially portrait photography. Alan, feel free to let me know, man, and I will send you a link and you can hop on in here. I'm actually meant to say, I'm going to just send that on to you there because I meant to, because I'm desperate for, I'm awful bad for sending people last minute links because I don't know where people are around the channel and all that kind of stuff. Where are you? The 6 Scale Gallery, the 6th 6 Scale Gallery. There we go. That link is sent on to you there, Alan. Just feel free. 1-6 shooter. This is Trevor, I believe. Sorry, Trevor. I listened to Brother Cousins the other. I listen to a lot of the streams when I'm in the gym, so I don't see people's faces. But I recognize you were on the Brother Cousins Best of the Best, and again, like, I must get you on Visions. You know what? If you want, again, Trevor, I don't know you, but if you want to hop in here and you want to chat some of these 2.0s that you'd like, just leave a comment in the chat and I'll send you on that link and we can have a chat. Maybe we can what's the word I'm looking for? We could arrange a Visions. If I'm not sure if you know, but I do a series of live streams called Visions where I discuss sit down every episode with a different collector and discuss the past, the present, and the collector of and the future of their collecting journey. And I'd love to have you on Visions there if you're interested. But if you want to hop in here, just let me know and I'll send you on the link. Pretty sure I have you on Instagram. That's decent enough coffee. I didn't think it would be that nice, but God, I'm losing. There we go. Hello. William Owens, a new Winter Soldier would be awesome based on the original, not the TV series. I see one on sale on an Irish site called adverts.ie. It's like an eBay, only you don't have to pay fees. It's great. Graham, thank you very much for the $1.99 super chat. Great topic. I may have to steal this one. Steal away, man. Steal away. And thank you very much for the super chat. All donations from this channel from the August 1st, when Brandon Salad dropped the first ever super chat. All the donations, super chat, super likes, super thanks, the ad revenue, whatever, from August 1st to December 31st is going to be donated to the Temple Street Children's Hospital in Dublin. It's Ireland's national children's hospital. So whenever I get that and they YouTube take their cut and stuff like that, I will donate or forfeit any of the funds and donate that to the children's hospital. Just like to give back. Eddie Rodriguez, what's up, guys? What is up, Eddie? What's up, everybody? Some guy, what a great name. Austin McLean's coming in here, drop mic moment. He wants the 89 Batman, the 66 Batman and Robin, original trilogy Han and Chewbacca, episode 3 Anakin, and the Mark 6. The Mark 6 is going to happen. And when the Mark 6 does happen, I'm going to be happy for the people that missed out because I'm not that type of collector. Mike is in here with his weaponized exclamation marks. You know that if Mike Fela comes in and says hello with hello, or is any sort of a comment without exclamation marks, you know it is multiverse Mike. It is not the real Mike. Be warned. Pablo Meza, 89 Batman. I think everyone wants that 89 Batman. Mark II Iron Man is going to happen. Tarkin, not sure about Tarkin. I would love to take part, but I'm running errands to family, waiting in the car for the wife while she is shopping. So you're making your wife do all the hard work while you watch streams. God damn it. You need to teach me your ways. That is magic. I only joking, Graham. 6 scale gallery, £8.99. Not a chance to super chat yet for the kids, man. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And I've sent you the link if you want to hop on, Alan, but I appreciate you're probably busy. Late notice. Shane, you punctuality is commendable. To be honest, this is the first time I've actually gone live on time, I think. But because I made a conscious decision to make sure I'm starting on the button from now on, because there was 1 or 2 streams there I was late, and I work in a school. I like to be on time. I like when the students are on time, so I should be on time for this as well. I want to be some sort of professional as well. 1-6 shooter Trevor says, yes sir, sure thing, love visions. Thank you very much, I appreciate that. Well, look, the slot is yours if you want it, and if you want to hop in here, you absolutely can. If not, maybe just send me a message on Instagram and we'll work something out, Trevor. We'll find a time that suits you and we'll get it sorted. JC, good afternoon. Hello. JC and KG, again, if you want a link, just let me know, I'll send you it on. You've watched them all. Thanks, Trevor, appreciate that. Empire Strikes again to Shane and the chat. Hello. Calvin Williams, good morning, everyone. Running behind. Oh, we're just getting started. Mark Mitchell, Dave Owens. I have the kids, so I'm not off scot-free. Oh man, that is no. I stand absolutely corrected. That is, I can barely look after myself, Graham. I don't know how you do it. Thanks, mate. I would be there in a shop, but have the kids dinner sorted. You and Graham are in the same boat, so you're looking after the kids. So fair play. You're doing the daddy duty. And Graham says, what's up, KG? What's up indeed? KG Chamelet. All right, so I'm going to give you an outline of what to expect in this stream, so that if you don't like the sound of it, you can leave, because I don't want to waste your time. So this is what we're going to be doing. We are going to be, very quickly, I'm going to run through some of my new videos that are up live on the channel now. Then I'm going to outline some of my upcoming lives that I have. I've got an episode of Visions tomorrow, actually, after Collectors Lounge International with Lael, the 6 scale man. And then we're going to go through the 2.0s that we deserve, the ones that people actually want, I believe. Again, I don't tend to say the phrase, I try to not say IMO or in my opinion, because if I'm saying something on a stream that's from my YouTube channel, you can take it, it's all my opinion. I know these are not facts. So I'm going to outline some 2.0s that I definitely want, because I don't have them, and that I think a lot of people in the community would actually want to, including some of the people who actually have the figure and know that it needs an update. Not all of them. Some of them are fine. Some of them absolutely don't need an update. I just want one. I'm being very, very selfish. And again, so the next thing we have here is obviously just a reminder. So since I've got monetized, I decided that obviously the last 2 years have been very, very difficult for a lot of people. I was very, very lucky. I didn't lose any family members due to what was going on in the world, and I was lucky enough to keep my job. And I know a lot of people weren't in the same boat as that, and I feel eternally grateful for that. So I decided once I got monetized, if I was lucky enough to get monetized, I was lucky enough to get any super chats, super likes, super thanks, all that kind of stuff, I would do some sort of a charity drive or whatever you want to call it. So all of the funds from August 1st to December 31st are going to be added up in January and donated to use your words, Shane, use your words, the Temple Street Children's Hospital. It's Ireland's National Children's Hospital. So thank you very much for anyone who's contributed so far. We're at around 410 euro the last time I checked. So that's around the $400 mark. So that is fantastic and very much appreciated. Right, so this was very, very tongue-in-cheek, but these are the most fun videos to record because I get to take myself not seriously at all and kind of think about what kind of cliche phrases do we all use. And no, I said we. This isn't like what you call it, a shots fired. It's not like a dig at anyone. It's all in good fun. I say a lot of these phrases myself from the first episode that I did, Chick Collectors 1, and then the second episode, Chick Collectors 2. They're just skits, and we are guilty. If we're being really honest, we're guilty of many of these phrases, and it's just a bit of fun. So that's up live in the channel if you want a little giggle. The Mark II collection tour, I've decided all my collection tours. I'm going to just rip straight from Tony Stark and call my collection tours Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. So Mark 2 is up there. There's about 39. Every figure I own is on display, apart from the Scout Trooper that came during the week. That Scout Trooper, that Return the Jedi Scout Trooper, folks. Like, if you're a Trooper collector, no-brainer. If you're an original trilogy collector, no-brainer. And yeah, I got it from the Devil's Workshop, and as much as I've had issues with them in the past, I am 14 figures on my shelves from them, and I've yet to order a figure from them that I've not yet received. Now, I'm not going to get derailed into talking about them and what they're doing or whatever, but far from perfect. If you want to check out my live stream called The Phone Call from a few weeks back, I clearly outlined something they did, which I thought they pushed me a little too far at that time. But yeah, I had points or something like that. It was one of those $100 troopers they were offering, and then I had a bunch of points. I think I just had to pay shipping or something like that. And as a trooper collector, those deals aren't around forever, folks. Mark my words, everything's going to correct, and they are going to go. And at the time of like $100 troopers, you know, we'll be looking back and going, I can't believe that actually happened. But yeah, and 2.0. This is a video that I recorded yesterday and put online today. I don't know anyone who is looking for this. There must be people out there who is looking for this. I know there's diehard Batman fans, diehard Ben Affleck fans, maybe even diehard Watchmen fans, because this is very heavily influenced by Night Owl's outfit in Watchmen, from what I can see. But yeah, it's I outlined my thoughts on this. It's another 2.0 that people kind of were scratching their heads, I think. I don't like. I know a lot of people wanted the Mark 46. That kind of made sense. The stealth cap was an improvement. That makes sense. I don't know. This figure didn't come out that long ago. I don't know. I really don't know. My thoughts are there. But I'm glad someone probably woke up yesterday morning and went, yes, they have released the figure that I really, really want. And I'm happy for those people. So yeah, it's just figure looks great. But I outlined my thoughts on the 2.0 there. Hello, Nick. How are you? Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which would be 2 p.m. Eastern Time and would be 11 a.m. West Coast. I'm going live with episode 27. Can't believe we're at episode 27 of Visions with Zach from Collecting Weekly, aka the Oxfather. I've had Marco on the show before. I've had Dean the Dream on the show before. I have had Ben Thomas. I might actually reach out to John. I think it'd be an interesting conversation, because I know like John he's very passionate about, like, he doesn't like reissues and stuff like that. I never really spoke to him, but like I think it'd be an interesting conversation because we're at opposite ends of the spectrum there in terms of like our outlook on reissue, but that makes for a better conversation. So I might reach out to John as well. If you maybe can come on, that'd be great. So how I'm going to do this, we're going to start now. I'm going to address the chat really quickly, but before I do that, I want to outline exactly, like, I have a bunch of figures here. I just these are the figures that just popped into my head when I thought about this, because I did a video a few weeks ago, I think months ago at this stage, the kind of reissues I want. So this whole live stream is the 2.0s I want. So I have some of them in here. And I also have some that I just kind of thought of today. Now, there's naturally going to be other ones that, this isn't an exhaustive list. There's naturally going to be other ones there that, like, I just forgot, or maybe I don't particularly care for that other people want. But these are kind of like off the top of my head. If I went, okay, these 2.0s, I want these to be released. These are the ones that I would say. Funny story, actually, I went back to that video, to the video I did about the reissues I want a few weeks ago, and actually one of the ones I wanted, I have on my shelf now, which is the RoboCop in a chair. Because once I saw the RoboCop 3 coming out, I was like, okay, they're not going to reissue that RoboCop in the chair because they're doing a RoboCop 3, and yeah, life's too short. So I went backwards and I got it for $500 brand new. I had to pay shipping, obviously, on top of that, but no regrets. Absolutely love it. Has the battle damage swap out parts, has the kind of knife, the data point that comes out of his hand, the diecast gun, the regular gun. The diecast gun goes into the thigh. It has obviously the chair. It's just phenomenal. I just absolutely love it. So we're going to get started. Every single one of these figures, I'm going to explain why I want it to be reissued. But come on, folks. It's basically because
I want one.
Yeah, it's like, it's completely selfish. It's not about you. It's about me, because
I want one.
Every single one of these figures on this list, basically,
I want one.
yeah, so that's it's a very selfish live stream, really. So these are the 2.0s that I want. Now, then I'm going to look into could they, should they, and would I? So could they? Will they actually do it? What are the possibilities they're actually going to do? Is there a high chance? Is there a low chance? Is it not going to happen? Do you think it could be around the corner? Now, should they? That's more like, has it been long enough? Has enough time elapsed? Is the last one starting to look dated? Does it have a leather jacket that's flaking? Foreshadowing. Or like, you know, does it just need an update? Is the head sculpt bad or the paint apps bad? Should they actually do it? The joints bad? Is it famous for falling over or whatever? And then finally, would I buy? Put the list together, so spoiler alert, I probably will buy all of these. So I'm going to address the chat and we're going to get started really quickly. Okay. So we have Dave Owens. I've got equipment arriving today and plan to start recording content of my own channel. You and my other favorite collectors have inspired me. Man, I really appreciate that. And you know what? It's really not that hard once you get started. Like it really isn't that hard once you get started. But yeah, man, definitely. Will you send me your channel link on Instagram when it gets up and running, and I'll give you 2 subs because I have 2 different accounts. That sounds shady, but it's not. Dave Owens, yeah, Empire Strikes. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Chewy's Bandolier. Hello there. How are you? I wanted this. I missed out the first time around. That was the tactical Batman, and I'm happy for you because there must be some collectors who are just looking for it. What's up, Shane? The Affleck is very mid. I love the way the youth, KG, Nick, and Riley are educating me on these hip phrases. So things that are just not great, it's very mid. Good stuff. All right, so Jurassic Park gets a good chance for those who missed the tactical Batsuit. Yeah. How about a reissue of 1989 Batman on Batman Day? That would make sense, but you're dealing with a company who released Pennywise at Christmas. Like, let's be real. Like, they don't really time anything. Their timing is the opposite. The timing is bad. Like, look at the Mark V. That it's the same thing with a base, which I don't think that's that great. Like, let's be real. Like, they released the Mark V earlier on. That was already like a 2.0. So that timing isn't their forte. And I know people, it's an exclusive. Exclusive means like that it's limited to a point of sale or a particular country or a particular timeline or a particular shop or event. The Stealth Cap, the Chrome Stormtrooper, and that, the Mark 46, they were supposed to be Shanghai exclusive. Last time I checked, Sideshow is not in Shanghai. So come on, let's be real. Exclusive means nothing. It's a fancy sticker they put on. Oh, exclusive, must be only like 12 of them made. Not true. Like, you know, especially if you're a new collector, don't be fooled by the word exclusive. That's all it is. It's a sticker on a box. So the 6-scale gallery, I wonder which direction InArt will go with their Batfleck. I'd imagine they'll get the body right. They'll beef them up. I'd imagine that way. I think they'll go with the kind of the suit, you know, in Batman versus Superman, the cargo scene what's the loft kind of scene where he goes in out of the Batwing and, you know, he just basically kicks ass. So I reckon they'll go with that suit, the kind of the grayish one with the big bat and stuff like that. Might be able to jump on for a while, Shane. Yeah, cool, man. I'll send you the link, and there's absolutely no pressure. Trevor, like I said, I'm brutal for sending last minute things now. So it's 1/6 shooter. Oh, there we go. There's Trevor now. Trevor, I've linked you that on I responded to your message on Instagram. Batfleck is weird for me. I didn't believe him when I heard the casting, and then I really liked him, how he portrayed mostly, but the Fat Man suit, I feel some kind of not, yeah, it wasn't for me, but it's for someone. Okay, so the first one, let's get started. All right, let's get started in this. So the first one, come on, it's Batman Day. It's the 1989 Batman. It's like, first of all, why? Like, why do this?
I want one.
That's number one reason. I want this because this was the first movie I remember truly loving. This, if I was to trace back all my collecting through the years, it'd be traced back to the 1989 Batman. It's the first film I ever truly loved. The first film I remember thinking, this is like a film that kids can watch, but adults, it seemed like an adult film. Loved Keaton as Batman. Loved Batman Returns as well. Loved Nicholson, DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer. Tim Burton's approach, really liked it. And, it was just cool. It was kind of like that gothic approach, but it was, it was just very, very well done. And I still enjoy it watching today. And the Batwing was just, it is iconic. That word gets thrown around a bit. I'm guilty of saying it a lot. I'm going to add that to actually episode 3 of Shit Collectors Say. But yeah, it's an iconic film. And my collecting is rooted in film. I'm a film lover first and then collector second. It's probably why I love The Dark Knight so much, because it's not that it's just a good Batman film or a good superhero or comic book film. It's a good film. And Batman happens to be in it. So the DX09, I want it. I really want it. So could they? I think they could. It featured in that convention over the summer. Was it San Diego Comic-Con? But it was basically, they took it out of retirement. It was there in the Batman display with the Pattinson Batman, and they had the kind of the Bat computer, and they had the Dark Knight Armory. It also was in the coming soon section of Sideshow. It popped up. This one looks like it is destined to be 2.0 now. So that's could they? I think they could. A strong possibility. Out of a lot of the figures on this list, this is one of the ones that's like really high possibility. Now, should they? I think they should. Why? Because speaking to people who've actually had this figure, it's basically a statue and the cape is terrible. Okay. Now, again, that's not to offend anyone who has this figure. Like I would love this figure. And if it meant, even if it was like a straight reissue, I would absolutely still take it. And I've seen it. I think it looks great. But from speaking to people who've actually had it, they say the cape isn't great. A lot of people replace the cape. So there is improvement to be done on the cape and the articulation as well. The only thing though is that suit was famously heavy and awkward. He couldn't turn his neck like the actual suit that Michael Keaton had. It was like heavy rubber. It was warm. It was claustrophobic. It was like well documented. So the figure, if it doesn't articulate very well, is actually very, very accurate. But I think you know what I mean. So this one here, I think there's a high possibility that they're going to do this. I really want it. I think they should do it to improve the articulation of the body. They could add in that base, that diorama base of like the bell tower that we saw at that convention over the summer, and fix the cape. If they did those three, that'd be just a phenomenal figure. Would I get it? Absolutely. This 100%, no question. This isn't the one you back out on. This is one that's like, I'm getting that. So that was the first one. I'm going to address the chat really quickly before I move on to the second one. I want 2.0s of Alec Guinness Obi-Wan, Chewie's bandolier. I have a line on an Alec Guinness Obi-Wan still in box. Pretty sure it has the shipper as well. Not that I care about shippers, but I do care about the box. Mint for $300, and that's shipped. So I think that's too good to pass up. But you reckon a 2.0, that you reckon they can improve that? It's an older sculpt, you're right there. Tarkin, Emperor, Throne and Imperial Guards. Dave Owens, give me the 89 Batman, please. I think it's happening. At 6 Scale Gallery, I heard InArts is going with the Justice League suit for the Bats, but man, I wish it was the BVS suit. Simply, it was perfect. Definitely picking this up, and oh, indeed, yeah, they're gonna do this. They're gonna do this. Okay, so move on to the next one. And again, you can chime in like in the chat, like let me know if like A, do you have this figure? B, if you have it, do you want it reissued? You know, C, are you just like chomping at the bit for this? Okay, so this is the great thing I love about the YouTube game. Like you can just like, none of my friends collect, right? I love mountain biking. I like to run. I like to exercise. I like to snowboard. I like to travel. For all my hobbies, I have friends who do those things, but none of my friends collect. So I can meet random people like Trevor here and just go, hey, do you want to come on and have a chat randomly? But we know we're going to find some common ground. So I'm going to bring in Trevor 1-6 shooter now. Trevor,
isn't that great? Isn't YouTube great?
It's awesome.
I love
it's so convenient. Like, how are you?
I know. as long as you know who's coming on and they're fully clothed, and, that's always the problem.
Once they're Garda vetted, like they don't have a criminal record, like
Yeah,
So.
you got wait till they're on somebody else's show, find out what they're like, and then I'll have them on my show.
Exactly it. Yeah, you were on my short list, and I saw he was fine. He was fine. Yeah. How are you, man? You good?
I'm good. Yeah, good. It's a good Saturday, just chilling out. I was cleaning the shelves and listening to the show, and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll come on.
Yeah, man. The dusting, the detox, eh?
Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. I mean, I have an air filter, and it takes care of a lot of the dust, but you still got to go through every 6 months or so and really clean things up. So that's what I'm doing right now.
It's good though. I find like every 6 months a pretty good trade-off. Like that's something like, I actually find it's not that bad, obviously, because it's like it's a bit therapeutic. You can put on a stream in the background. You can have a beer. You can just repost something. It's sometimes a bit of a hassle, the thought of doing it, but when you do, it's like, oh, that was actually kind of therapeutic. Like,
that's exactly it. That's exactly it. That's what I'm doing. When I started, it was like, oh, I got to do this, and now I'm getting into it. I'm like reposing things and kind of rediscovering stuff too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what? I should shoot this guy. This is a great figure. I got to play with this guy. So, yeah,
absolutely,
fun
good stuff.
Totally agree with your first pick, by the way. Totally.
All right, yeah. Is that one that you have or you need?
I did not have it. I've seen the 2-pack, not the DX, but the 2-pack with Bruce Wayne available in a couple of places. Like, one of them said it had some water damage to the box, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to stay away from that. But I want that, man. I really want that badly. I missed out on that and Joker. Yeah. So
yeah, and the Joker. It's funny. Like when I was putting this list together, I was like, okay. Well, the first one's just like in a tongue in cheek. It's like, why? Well, because I want it. It's really selfish. But then after that, it was like could they is like the probability. Are they actually? Is there a chance they might actually do this, or am I just it's a pipe dream?
Right.
And then like, should they? Is there significant improvements they could make that would warrant it? You know what I mean? And that's kind of like then the last one, just like, would I buy it? And I think there is enough in the DX09 to justify improvements, but the DX08, which is on the list, it's so good that what can they improve? Like, like it just looks.
It's hard to beat that. We were talking about it on Brother Cousin's show, and it's just a hard figure to beat. I'm actually putting together a custom of that. There's a tailor making custom clothing, sculptor making new I'm talking about Joker. What were we talking about? We're talking about
I understand that what you're saying, because I remember when I was listening to Best of the Best, I remember you said that.
Yeah, which is interesting. It's kind of a crazy prospect because it gets expensive, but it's not out. I don't know that they'll put it out because, I mean, Jack Nicholson is a hard person to get a license from, apparently, these days. So it may never come out again. So, taking my chances and getting a good one done and putting it on the shelf. And hopefully, I was hoping today we would see this, honestly, from Hot Toys.
That would make sense, but we're dealing with a company that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know. It's weird what they're doing. It's really weird.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
Yeah, it would make great sense if they did actually put it out there. But look, we'll see. So this is a bit of a strange one. Do you have the quarter scale? Do you mess with quarter scales? Or
I would have gotten. I had this thing in and out of my cart so many times with my finger hovering over the button. I couldn't count. But I didn't pull the trigger on it, and now I'm a little sorry that I didn't. The only thing I'm hoping is that this will come out in 6 scale, and we'll get this head sculpt and everything too. But this is a beautiful figure. Beautiful.
I think this is, barring the one from Obi-Wan, and I'd say even including when that comes out, if the one, the Obi-Wan one comes out, which is, look, I'm a sucker for battle damage, and I really liked that particular scene. But even when this does come out, I still think the quarter scale is still the best Vader that we have, like, because it's original great. Trilogy. It gets more props, I think, and the sculpt looks fantastic. But this one, I think next year, if history repeats itself, like they did the 40th anniversary series, a few of those random figures from the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. Next year is the 40th anniversary of Jedi. It would make sense to either, like, my gut tells me, because they're getting so lazy, they'll straight re-release this like they did with the Dark Knight trilogy quarter scale Batman, because that's more or less the same thing with a different base.
Oh, that's right. They did do that. I didn't.
Yeah.
I was going to ask if they had ever done that with a quarter scale figure before, and I guess
And that wasn't even
an
an anniversary. So this would be like turn on the printing press. It's Vader sells.
Oh, hell yeah!
But I think a lot of people are hoping for the same thing that you said, like a 6-scale version of this.
Mm-hmm. But Vader is like one of those I have a lot of Vader stuff. I have like a mini Vader collection going on. It's just one of those characters that you can just have one of. Like I have the Ralph McQuarrie statue from Sideshow. I have the Ralph McQuarrie helmet over there on the shelf.
Oh, cool.
And this is something I would definitely have in the collection, just as a Vader one-off. I don't need to collect a lot of quarter scale statues or anything like that, but this is something I would love. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't pull the trigger on this. It kills me.
Yeah, it's we all have those moments where it's fine in hindsight. It's very easy to go, I should have done that, but at the time, like, you know, the engine light could have been on in your car, or you could have been looking at something else. You know, it's like you forget those things, don't you? You forget. You just think, oh, I should have got that, but like, you don't remember those little things in life.
It's one of those
kind of.
It's like I was thinking space wise. I'm like, where am I going to put this? And I'm like, now I'm like, I would have found a place. I just would have found a place.
Yeah, exactly. We would find a place for Vader.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think obviously if this is on the list, the reason it's on the list is because
I want one.
This is totally worth the copyright strike. But I might get away with it. It's only a few seconds, but I definitely want one.
Yeah.
Could they do this? I think with next year, from the reasons we've outlined, I think there is a chance. Should they? They probably shouldn't, because I think there was nothing much wrong with from what I've seen in reviews, everyone who has the quarter scale really like it and they're happy with it. There's nothing like that I hear people complaining too much about, and it has the sculpt which looks good, and
oh yeah,
it's, you know, but
from the standpoint of improvement, I don't think they could improve it.
No.
Should they for money reasons? Yes.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't mind what reason they come up with. I'll be happy anyway. I will not split hairs, because the quarter scales, the vision is to have one. I only have one. I have the Mark III Iron Man.
That's nice.
And I would like to have one quarter scale for Star Wars, just to be perfect. And I have the Dark Knight Batman quarter scale on order. So I'd have, you know, one Marvel, one DC, one Star Wars. I could walk away from quarter scale after that quite happy.
Yeah, those are three iconic characters that kind of represent the three franchises. So yeah,
I think I could definitely go, right, okay, well, that's you done. So yeah, I definitely think there's a possibility of this. So do you want to take this one? Like, do you have the Bane, or?
I don't have the Bane. I heard, you know, I don't know what was the deal with the Bane, because at the time I'm trying to think of where I was with figures. I think it was, I just had a smaller space, and I think I skipped this one. You know, I have a Joker, and I had the original Batman, and I just got the DX. I don't know why I didn't pick up Bane. I'm not really sure. I don't know if it was just being put off. I liked the movie. I enjoyed the movie, but not as much, you know, as The Dark Knight. So I don't know why I skipped him, but all I saw was people trying to improve it, you know, everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we need a better body for this, and somebody did a better sculpt, and somebody did a better this. And I'm like, you know what? I just wasn't in the mood to put together a figure after buying it. You know what I mean? So I skipped it, I think, for that reason. But I don't know. Maybe it's a good figure in hand. I'm not really sure.
I don't have it. I have I've only got 2 third parties.
Yeah,
in my collection. Both are Daft Toys. They're Daft Toys kits with bodies. So I got the Daft Toys Bane with the Fison M35. But I mean, it looks good. But like the Fison M35, that's like Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator 1. Like, Bane did not have that body. Like, he had a belly.
Yeah, it's a little big.
You know, so
that's a little big.
I mean, and then the Hot Toys one it had skinny jointed arms, and he was really skinny. And when you put the coat on him, it looks good. So he's kind of like Cable in a way. You know, that Cable looks good with the poncho and all the stuff, but not when he's
exactly.
You know, so
the underlying body just doesn't match the character.
But with them going back and with them going backwards and doing the Dark Knight, the kind of the DX19 is more of a true 6 scale. It's a bit taller. I do think there's a reasoning why they They can definitely improve this. Maybe give out swap out arms. Maybe have the skinny arms with the coat on. Give him a bit of a belly. Adjust the proportions, and maybe have swap out arms. So like when you take the coat off, he'll be beefy. So there definitely is cause for it.
Absolutely.
I think they could, because they're going to the Dark Knight line. And
I want one.
Yeah, that's going to get really, really annoying. But I'm going with it. Would you have any interest in picking one of these?
I definitely would. I definitely would if they improved it. And I even think that I don't think people who have this original one would be too, hurt about it coming out again. Honestly, if it was better, I think it's one of those things where if you had the original Dark Knight, which I did, I got the new one. It's much improved. Even if I had this one, I think I'd buy it again if they improved the things that you're talking about. Like those are two good ideas. Having two sets of arms. That you could have one with the jacket, one just when they're bare. Improving the body on this, yeah, I'd be all over it. Yep, I'd be all over it.
Yeah,
absolutely,
definitely. I'd be the same. I think, like you said, there's cause for this. It wouldn't cause too much uproar, and it's actually the idea. It wasn't mine. I heard Will Foxification on multiple streams saying that would be an idea to do, and I was like, yeah, man, he's dead right. So that's actually credit to Will Foxification. He's dead right. So I would definitely entertain this.
Absolutely.
The next one on my list is this. Do you have this one? Or?
I do not. We were talking about this the other day. It's another one that I passed up on. I like the Terminator, but I'm not enough of a Terminator fan that I felt that I needed this. And now, having heard of all the horror stories about the clothing just disintegrating, I'm glad I didn't go for it. Although it looks great. I think it looks better than the first Terminator sculpt-wise, but... yeah, I don't have much problem with pleather, but the fact that this comes all torn up to begin with is just you're asking for trouble, man.
Yeah. Whereas I think this is probably one of the best ones that they've ever done. I do think they could probably improve the sculpt on the face and the hair, and if they did the jacket and did it leather. Maybe if they put some holes and stuff like that, it might hold up better if it was real leather.
Right.
Yeah, like this is one that I've often I don't really work backwards, but this is one that I've been tempted on a few times to work backwards. But I've heard stories, just like you said, about like people buying them brand new and sealed. Because I think if I was going back, like the RoboCop in the chair, I worked backwards, and I found one brand new and sealed, and I went back like that because it was an older figure. I was like, I wanted to give myself the best chance on a good figure with no mistakes or problems. But I have heard that some people buy this brand new and sealed, and they open it up, and it's a bit of a dust show. Like
this is, I was going to say, like, I don't think I'd want to, if I were to buy this now, I don't think I'd want it new and sealed. I think I would have wanted it displayed, because if it's sitting in that plastic package, there's just more of a chance that the humidity, wherever it's been stored, is going to really wreak havoc on this clothing. So, although having said that, I bought a Crow figure from the Crow, the movie, years ago, and that had been out for 5 or 6 years. That was brand new, sealed in the box, and it was fine, and I haven't had any problems. It's the same type of pleather with damage to it, so I guess you're taking a chance, though. I think if you're getting it, depending on who you're getting it from, and if you can
definitely
money back for it, if it's
absolutely. This is one definitely, like, I'm a big Terminator 1 and 2 fan. After that, in my mind, the films don't exist. Like, but yeah,
they're amazing movies, and I do love them, and I do want a representation on the shelf, and this would be great. Almost bought that third-party one that they just came out with. I think that was Premier Toys. Sculpt isn't great, but the rest of it looks pretty good, and it's real leather jacket too. So,
is this the one that they announced like a few months ago or last year? Maybe was it? Yeah. That was their kind of selling point. The real leather. Yeah. I saw the sculpt. The sculpt put me off.
Yeah, that's the only downfall.
Yeah, I just don't think anything is immune to reissue. And I would have been like, I would have been like, they're never going to do that Terminator. But then I saw that RoboCop, it's not a reissue, it's like a 2.0 or whatever you want to call it, 3.0, and it's kind of, they could, you never know.
RoboCop, where did that come from?
Out of nowhere, off the top ropes, like
it's crazy.
Yeah. Chewy's Bandolier says, I hope the new Indiana Jones movie results in new figures. I would definitely get a quarter scale or 6 scale indie. A lot of big indie fans.
Absolutely. Same thing. Yep.
Not big into Terminator, but this is really good. Mike Fail, I've never seen him write a comment without exclamation marks.
14 of them.
I'd add John Wick and Deadpool to the list. But there are more movies coming for them. Oh, yeah, definitely. If Deadpool enters the MCU, you're going to get another figure at least. Right. And same as John Wick is coming again. They love Keanu Reeves.
They do.
Yeah.
Constantine coming too.
Yeah. That just that line. Every time I think of John Wick, that scene where in the first one where the son is explaining to the father who he's after messing with, and your man was like, I once saw him kill 3 men in a bar.
Yes.
With a fucking pencil. It just gets me every time. Just a brilliant. His delivery and the line itself is just classic.
That's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go.
You said you're doing a custom version of this. Would that be right?
Yeah, but I still might. It's still got a different sculpt because it's a unique sculpt, and they're doing something different. So I would still buy this, man. I'd still buy this. Still buy it. It's great.
It's so
good for its time.
So good. I genuinely think this gives any figure these days a run for its money. Like it's
absolutely
the sculpt, the tailoring, the absolute
tailoring is really good. We were saying that the other night for sure.
Absolute bounty of accessories, and it comes with everything but the kitchen sink. And
yeah.
This is like old school DX, isn't it? Like when DX meant you got more than foam.
Foam, that's it.
Yeah.
I saw that.
You said that you got the DX19, yeah?
Yes, I did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you're happy with it?
I'm happy with it. It doesn't, like the other one, it's not exactly a articulated monster or anything like that. It doesn't move all that much, but I'm happy with the height of it. I like the way the cape sits better than it did with the original. I just like the way it's put together more than the first one, the DX12.
Yeah, I actually love the DX19. I had the DX02. Thought that was terrible, and people who have the DX12 say the DX19 is still an improvement, and it does come with a lot. Like it comes with a lot. Like it still comes with you have your EMP, your sticky bomb, your grapnel. You have all those little bits and pieces you expect them to come with. The swap out heads, the sculpt is good. You're right. The cape is great too. I actually bought 2 of them, and believe it or not, I literally sold the second one today.
Really?
My logic, I never sell. I rarely sell, but my logic was, I popped one on the bat pod, and I was like, right, you're never leaving that. It just looks too good. And the second one I had in the box because I was like, you're going to be posed up with the Heath Ledger Joker. Okay. And then I realized I'm not going to be able to turn down the in-art Bale if it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, so then what do you do? And I was like, okay, if I just sell this now, and if I don't like it, you can always it'd be easier to go back and get a DX19 again. But
for sure.
Yeah. So that was a quick sale anyway because it was sale.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like when people are talking about, hanging on and getting upset with these like reissues for value for purposes, it's like you can't wait anymore. Like if something's hot and you are even a little bit on the fence about keeping it or wanting to get rid of it, sell it because, again, like you said, you'd be able to go back and buy it if you wanted it.
Yeah.
Probably for what a little bit more than what you sold it for, or less, because there could be a reissue. Do it because strike while the iron's hot. When somebody really wants it like that, like a sealed 19 that you can't get anymore, at least on the market. You're gonna get
because it was like it was I liked having the 2 of them. I didn't mind because it was like one of them on the bat. It's just I can't keep. I just love the way it looks, and
I know.
The second one's
getting
at
that
too, it's and that's going to drop down. I'd say that's going to wait until I'd say a Black Friday deal. You'll get that.
Yeah, probably should have.
It'll be cheaper. But do you think this one will do you think they could? I know Jack Nicholson and Harrison Ford are kind of like those actors that they're superstars. They can call the shots, and I don't know how any of this works. But do you think we think the DX909 is coming? But I can't see this happening, to be honest.
I don't think so. From what I've heard, although there is some. I hesitate to call them third party because they have the license at a 6-inch, sort of a Mezco style figure. One of these quote unquote third parties just put out a Jack Joker, and supposedly it's licensed. And they're like a Asian based company nobody's ever heard of. You know, like maybe they put out a couple of other little 6 scale or 12 scale toys, but supposedly it's licensed. So maybe it's open. I don't know. I don't know.
You know, Joao, Big Brother.
Yeah.
He was saying that there's this is it, I'm not sure, is it Secret Base or somewhere, I think it's Secret Base in Hong Kong, or they have a display and the DX08 was in it. I'm not sure where it was. Here, speaking of devil, Big Brother here, Joao, could you clarify this, Joao? Sometimes when they remove things from displays in Hong Kong, it's usually a precursor to a 2.0 or a reissue. Would I be right in saying that the DX08 was on display somewhere and recently got taken away? If you could confirm that, Joao, that'd be great.
Yeah, he's saying it's Beast Kingdom, but I'm not sure if that's the one I saw. Maybe it is. I didn't think they were an established company, but I could be wrong.
And is Beast Kingdom, are they like legit? So would that be?
They're legit. They have a DC license.
Oh,
they put out a lot of DC figures from the movies and everything else. So that would make sense. But I swear that there was another one. But maybe he's right. I didn't look at it too closely. I just remember seeing it. I don't know though, man. Hot Toys could do it. I mean, they might have the clout, but it's hard. I what I've heard. You know what I mean? I think when this came out, this movie was just like, they may have had a different agreement with him or something like that at the time, because obviously he was on everything, glasses, Burger King toys, whatever, McDonald's. But there must have been a window or something like that, because and after that he gets to say thumbs up or thumbs down.
He made a fortune anyway, no doubt. Like, but well, one thing's for sure. The second thing is, I think this is unlikely, and in terms of should they, I think there's very little they can improve on this one, to be honest. So I think I mightn't work backwards just yet. I'll see if they do the DX09, and you'd like to think that they might do them within a certain window, but this is Hot Toys we're dealing with. So the aftermarket price, probably $600-$800 on this.
Well, I was going to say the custom route is expensive. You know, a clothing set can be $400.
Yeah,
but it may be about the same price as buying the actual DX8. So
that's it.
In this case, it might not be too bad.
This is a strange one. We know surely it's coming. Like, I mean, I would imagine they'll wait until the InArt drops their version and then to take a look at it, and then they'll do their inevitable Joker 3.0 or whatever.
Probably.
I think this is going to happen. Like, should they do it? I think in terms of, I suppose, to still kind of maybe show InArt that they're still, by the way, that we can still, anything you can do, we can do better type of thing. I don't know, can they? Right. But they can definitely make improvements on the DX11. Like, did you have the DX11 or?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you find it?
I mean, fantastic. I mean, good Lord, accessories, forget about it, man. It's incredible. It's chocked.
Table and chair.
I have a custom clothing set for this figure, which I have on it now over here. But I got to say, the clothing that came with it was pretty damn good. You know what I mean? It was pretty good. The sculpts, not so much. That's where this figure fell down, was on the sculpts, which they could definitely improve on now. And I think you're right. I think they may do it. I think they may pare it down and not have the table and the chair and the lamp and all that stuff necessarily. Improve the sculpts, maybe do one. I don't know about two. Let's see, maybe. But yeah, I think you're right. They may wait till the InArt one comes out and then kind of snag everybody who didn't want to spend $500 or $600 or $1,000 on that. So.
Or even like,
it's money on the table. I mean, people will buy it. You know,
it is. Or even they could be smart and kind of go, right, we're gonna release the Nurse Joker, something completely different, and people might get that to complement their their Nolan verse, and then leave it a year or two and eventually do a 3.0 and just do it like as good as they can there. And it's very hard to see them doing better than what we've seen in the prototype for in-art, especially with that rooted hair. It does look strong.
I have a couple rooted hair heads already, but I got to tell you, the sculpt on that in-art along with the hair, so that's the one I have, which is pretty darn good.
There, 1 second now.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Wow, how is this a custom, like, or
it's the clothing is custom and the sculpt is custom, and I had it haired by someone as well, so it's pretty good. Yeah, it's really good. It's well done. And this is why
it doesn't look all over the place or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's solid too. Like it's not really going to go anywhere unless you try to comb through it. So what I expect the in-art is going to come like as well. But that sculpt is so good that I couldn't pass it up.
Yeah, because that's something like I never really, the appeal of rooted hair, I never really saw it, because a lot of the stuff, a lot of it kind of looks like doll hair. Like I just think back to that blonde Infinity War Black Widow. I wasn't a fan of that. Yeah. But then I saw the rooted prototype pictures of the internet, and I was like, right, I can't deny that's fantastic. Like, but
if it's done with the right material, which is usually like yak hair, dyed, it's great. And then you can stiffen it up and keep it sort of, so you don't have to comb it and wax it and stuff. But with the way Hot Toys does it, the only one, Gamora, was great. I thought that hair was fantastic. But unless it's kind of just like straight flat hair, it's tricky with that vinyl stuff that they use. That
interesting. They kind of did a hybrid then for. I think they're getting better and better with sculpted hair with Hot Toys there, but they did this kind of like a hybrid with what was it? The Anne Hathaway Catwoman, the 2.0. They had like this front was sculpted and the back is straight, and actually I think it looks kind of well, the new one, but I don't have it in hand. It's not out yet, but
me neither. Yeah.
Big Brother says it's not 100%, but when they remove from displays, it's to replace with a newer other stuff. So let's hope. Good stuff. And he also says that Joker looks great. Congrats.
Thank you.
And Mike says, I agree. I think even Hot Toys want to see the quality from out art before considering what they're doing on their own. Yeah, it makes sense. Just see what they're doing so they could make their own move. Yeah, I
mean, the smart thing to do would be to release it with all the stuff that came with the original, and maybe more, because that's where in-art suffers, is the accessories. You know what I mean? Like, they have some nice stuff, but it's not like to the level of the DX11. So
they can do a better price point, like if they can do the DX11 with all that stuff and maybe more and improve it for like,
that's probably going to come.
Yeah, what do you think?
That's going to come close to being in the 400 range, don't you think?
But still, wouldn't that be? Some people paid $1,000 for that 2-pack. You know what I mean?
True enough. Yeah, I mean, that's two figures. Yes. True enough. Yeah. I think people would like that option to have a $400 version of this. Yeah. Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Speaking of rooted hair, they would never do it because it's a short-haired figure. But I have this figure, and I have thought about having this rooted so many times, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But I like this figure. I know there was a lot of consternation about this. I think the likeness is pretty good. I don't know. What do you think?
I think like I'm just that 90s science fiction, that Aliens, like it is one of my favorite films. Absolutely love it. Everything about it.
Me too.
From the alien, the drop ship. I've got a lovely I think it's a Japanese company called Ashima. It's like AOSHIMA. It's like a die-cast dropship. There's few articulated parts, and it's beautiful. Nice. I love the design of the Sulaco, the dropship, the aliens themselves, just the colonial marines, like this, the design of their headgear, and it's just. And this is I think this is like a strong female character done right. Just like you would not mess with her and she's just great character development as well. So this, I'd love a Ripley figure. I can definitely see Sigourney Weaver. There's no question.
Mhm.
It's not so much that it's not the likeness. I can see the likeness there, but it seems a bit cartoony in a way, or animated almost. There's something about it. Maybe it's just this image. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pull it out, but it's
What's it like in
behind some
hand?
stuff, but I think it looks pretty good. I mean, when I got it in hand, I was surprised because I saw a lot of people. Well, first of all, it took forever for this thing to come out, and I guess people were. I don't remember what the prototypes look like. Prototype shots. I don't know if this is a prototype shot or a blogger shot post. But people weren't happy. I remember that they weren't happy with it. And when I got it, I was like, I think this is pretty good. I don't know. I think the likeness is there. For the time, the likeness was there too. I mean, I think they could do a better job now, but at the time, I thought this was pretty good. Clothing's really nice. The accessories are great. It's a good figure, man. I'm happy with it, except for that hair. I'd like rooted hair.
Yeah, I get you. We're kind
Colonial Marines, though. Let's get some Colonial Marines.
Yeah, we need Vasquez and Hudson. Is it Hicks? And yeah,
exactly.
That'll be cool. I can't see them going back to do it though. I just
not this one, not yet. I don't think.
No. Just gonna address a few super chats there, or not super chats, just chats in general. The Big Brothers here. But after spending 1K 2-pack on In-Art Joker, who's going to buy a second from Hot Toys? Not me. And yeah, not me either. But maybe people who are like, that's too much money, I'm out. And they might be willing to.
Yeah.
That's a good point from Alan. Real wood metal.
No, that's going to be nice.
Point.
That's going to be really nice, yeah.
Mark Mitchell, you need to talk to this guy. He's got a Ripley with rooted hair as well.
I've seen it. It looks great. Yeah, I was going to get Shane Poole to do mine. He's busy.
Pardon?
I was going to get a guy named Shane Poole to do.
Oh,
mine.
right.
He's a great.
He's the guy who rooted yours, yeah.
Yeah, well, he rooted my Aragorn figure, which looks incredible.
Gotcha. That's some skill level. I'd love to just see like how they actually do that. Like, I'd say it's a tedious process.
I started one on a Leia for her Endor look, and actually, no, I was going to use it for her Bausch without the helmet. For the sideshow figure, the head is way too big and it looks terrible. So I actually took a third-party Leia, started gluing. You have to glue layer by layer by layer by layer by layer by layer onto it, and then you have to style it and cut it. It's nuts.
Yeah, that's it's like a 6-scale barber, like, you know.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, you need to get that Stan Lee Ragnarok barber there to be next to it, like. Dave Owen says, it's weird. I never thought anything of Sigourney Weaver when I was younger, but looking back now, she was. Yeah, absolutely. She's a strong female character. Yeah. I have this Ripley. It's not perfect, but I love it. It'd look better posed with the dropship. Yeah, true. 1/6 Salon's Pennywise routing is amazing. Yeah. 1/6 Salon.
1/6 Salon. That's Shane Poole. Yeah, yep, that's him.
Oh, I see. Now I'm putting it together.
Guy. So I don't think this is going to look any better because I mean we're talking about.
I actually think that does look better. Like I can only see, like, you know, it's a bit like it's obviously a bit hazy, but it's like there's some focus there now. Yeah, I think it probably does look better in hand because I was looking. It doesn't look like as animated. I think the other one, the photo I had looked a bit animated, but
yeah, no.
And the gun here looks better. It looks bigger because in the photo, the gun looks smaller. I don't. Maybe just the angle. It's just the angle.
Yeah, it's the way they got her holding it too, I think. But I'm telling you, man, I think this is a pretty good figure. So I don't see them redoing it, but who knows?
And is the price probably starting to creep up on that as well?
I don't know. I haven't checked the aftermarket on that for a while.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that. Once I have something in hand, it's like, I'm not going to sell it, so I don't care. Like, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. The that's all I have on. I just had I put them together there. But do you have any other, like? Is there anyone out there you'd like the 2.0?
I do. And they showed it off at San Diego Comic-Con. I was there. How many years ago was that now? Not the last one, but the one before that, which was like 3 years ago. Drax looked better. Still not perfect, but a lot better. The body on that thing, the original Drax from Guardians, is terrible. It's just not. It's not Dave Bautista's body. It's very kind of thin. The arms, the shoulders are very, kind of narrow and down and stuff. Yeah, decent enough likeness. It's okay. Incredible amount of detail with all the scar tattoos and stuff that he has, but it just didn't. The body type is just way wrong. So I'd love to see that redone. Other than that, can't think of anything offhand. Just looking around. These are all the custom things. So I would. Okay. Yes. You're a Star Wars guy, right?
Yeah.
I know you're a Trooper guy, but
big Trooper guy.
I know everybody's been talking about how it's inevitable that they'll re-release the A New Hope Core 4, I would say. Those 4, even though I have them and I have a custom Han Solo sculpt from this guy named Janik Shin. So I'm happy with the Han that I have, but Luke, I would love to get a new Luke with a good sculpt this time. And even though I think Leia is fantastic, I could see them improving maybe a little bit on her. She's incredible though.
Leia with the bagel hair, the classic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Obi-Wan too, really. Obi-Wan I'd love to see.
I actually
you can't touch those things anymore. They're so expensive. I
actually have been in contact with someone about one for $300. It's mint in box. That's shipped as well. So
Leia?
No, sorry.
Luke?
Alec Guinness, Obi-Wan.
Oh, do that.
Yeah. I think I will do that. Yeah,
incredible figure.
That's definitely
$300 is a great price. Don't tell anybody.
Yeah, because they're starting to creep up as well. That's pretty much all I wanted to go through. I know I've got to go down and get food now, but obviously, thank you very much for hopping on. I'm desperate
for having me.
Last minute. No problem, man. Would you be interested in coming on? Sometimes we'll organize it and we'll do an episode of Visions when kind of outline the past, present, and future of your collecting.
I would love it. Yes,
100%. So, what are you? What time zone are you?
I'm on the East Coast. I'm in New York.
Oh, right, that's not so bad. So it's only a 5-hour gap.
And I'm late or early too. I work for myself, so if you want to do it at 3:00 in the afternoon, I'm good for that too.
That sounds great.
East Coast time.
What I'll do is I'll hit you up on Instagram. We'll make it happen. Is that fair enough?
Yes, sounds good.
Excellent. Just thanks to everyone just who tuned in and watched and just left a comment and just engaged in the chat. Massively appreciated. Shane, if you don't get that Obi-Wan, put me in touch with the seller. I'm more than likely going to, but I will. Yeah, Scott, I will. If you hit me up on Instagram, if I change your mind, I absolutely will. But I kind of don't think I will. But yeah, thanks very much to everyone who has joined us. Really appreciate it. And yeah, if you haven't done so already, you have a YouTube channel as well, don't you? Do you want to give a YouTube?
I do. Yep. Shoot Your Toys with 1/6 Shooter. I have every other week. We just did it last night. It's up there. We're talking about. It's called the 1/6 pack. So it's myself and a couple other 1/6 photographers. They're friends of mine. We were talking about the new shows that are out, the Rings of Power and all that, and kind of figures that we'd like to see from those, as well as talking about all the news and stuff. That 2.0 Batman from Justice Leagues for whatever reason. So we do that every other week, and then I have on Mondays I have a Mythic Legions show because I do all the photography for Mythic Legions figures.
Right.
So I love those things, and we talk about that. And then I've got a bunch of videos up that are either shoot and reviews, where I review a figure and I do a shoot with it and kind of walk you through the shoot, and some behind the scenes toy photography stuff. So if you're into toy photography, and I know you are, take a look at it.
I try barely. Look, folks, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to 1/6 Shooter on Instagram and on YouTube. And yeah, if you are watching now and you haven't subscribed to 1/6 Figure Focus or follow on Instagram, maybe you check it out. And if you're happy enough to do so, greatly appreciate it. So with that, just remember, folks,
I want one.
Okay, I promise I'll stop using that in future streams. And yeah, we're pretty much out of here. Thanks again, Trevor. Thanks for the chat, and see you, folks.
Thanks, Shane.